Number 5, oh my Lanta. Super Bowl 51 this past year is one of the best Super Bowls, but not the best. There's been arguments of being the best Super Bowl. I think that's complete and utter nonsense. I think that's really dumb to make a speculation that this is the best Super Bowl of all time, because yes, it was a comeback for the ages, but that's like a one-sided affair. That's an unanswered thing. The overtime wasn't even exciting. It was just Tom Brady and the New England Patriots driving down the field. If you think that's exciting, then good for you. I don't think that's exciting. I think that's kind of boring. I think this entire thing of them jumping to 28-3 at one time, that was boring, dude, until the fourth quarter came around and it was entertaining because of that catch, because certain things. In my opinion, I love Super Bowls that are, in a way, they're close for the most part. They may be a little bit, some of them may be a stretch, but then they would come back right away, like you saw in 49, where they were down by 10, they came back, that was pretty actionable, that was pretty good, it just, that, in my opinion, it was won by the wrong team, so that's why it's kind of lower. This one's more exciting than 49 just because, like I said, comebacks are really exciting to watch. Fourth quarter was unbelievable. Went to overtime. That's awesome. Super Bowls don't ever go to overtime. So that's fantastic. It's not in the top 3 because, in my honest opinion, this isn't like an excellent thing. Like, I would rewatch this thing. It's an okay Super Bowl to watch. It just, not my favorite, not my personal favorite. That's why this is my top 10 list. So this one, Super Bowl 51 in Houston, they had great teams. Falcons, starting with them, QB Matt Ryan, running back Devontae Freeman, fullback Patrick DeMarco, receivers Mohamed Sanu and Julio Jones, tight end Levine Toilo, offensive line Jake Matthews, Andy Levitre, Alex Mack, Chris Chester, and Ryan Schrader, defensive line Grady Jarrett, Dwight Freeney, Rashede Hagman, linebackers Vic Beasley, Devondre Campbell, Deion Jones, secondary Robert Alfred, Jalen Collins, Keanu O'Neal, and Ricardo Allen. And for the Pats, you got Tom Brady, QB, running back Deion Lewis, receivers Malcolm Mitchell and Julian Edelman, Chris Hogan, tight end Martellus Bennett, offensive line Nate Solder, Joe Thuney, David Andrews, Shaq Mason, Marcus Cannon, defensive line Alan Branch, Malcolm Brown, Trey Flowers, linebackers Rob Ninkovich, Dante Hightower, Shea McClellan, and secondary Malcolm Butler, Logan Ryan, Devin McCourty, and Patrick Chung. So overall, you're looking at it, pretty good stars. Patriots, yes, they were expected to win this game. Let's take a look at what happened though. First quarter, nothing. Defense doing pretty well, kicking ass. Second quarter, 12 minutes, 15 seconds left. Devontae Freeman, 5-yard run, touchdown, 7-0 Atlanta. With 8:48 left, Austin Hooper, 19-yard pass from Matt Ryan, touchdown, 14-0 Atlanta. 2 minutes, 21 seconds left. Robert Alford, 82-yard interception return, touchdown, 21-0 Atlanta. It was a 21-0 lead. It was amazing. And then with 2 seconds right by the half, Stephen Gostkowski, 41-yard field goal, makes it 3-21 Atlanta. So after halftime, you're expecting them to just close it out really well. 8:31, Tevin Coleman, 6-yard pass from Matt Ryan, makes it a touchdown. It's 28-3. You're thinking, this is it. We're good. It's all golden. And then came the Pats comeback. With 2 minutes and 6 left, James White, 5-yard pass from Tom Brady, 9-28. Fourth quarter rolled around, 9 minutes, 44 seconds. Stephen Gostkowski got a 33-yard field goal. Mind you, that touchdown before, they missed the extra point. So you're thinking, well, yeah, this is just more of a wake-up call that they're going to lose. Then 5 minutes, 56 seconds left. Danny Amendola, 6-yard pass from Tom Brady, 28-28. 57 seconds left. James White, 1-yard rush. And then a 2-point conversion from Danny Amendola to Tom Brady. It's even now, 28-28. So you're looking at what Tom Brady was able to do. Again, another comeback. And then in overtime, they just stomped the yard. They literally just drove it. 11:02, James White, 2-yard run, touchdown, 34-28. New England wins the Super Bowl. Everyone's shocked. Tom Brady wins the MVP. And we got ourselves a New England Patriot World Championship again. So, overall, yeah, pretty exciting. Pretty exciting stuff. I personally didn't find it um, top three material. Number four, oh so close. Super Bowl 34, 99, 2000 season. It was amazing. It was an unbelievable year of really like for these two teams. You didn't expect the Tennessee Titans Rams Super Bowl. For the Titans, they had to crawl away. They really had to fight to get to the Super Bowl. Especially against those Jaguars. That Jaguar team definitely had a very good team. Looked like they could have been able to get to the Super Bowl. Tennessee kind of shut that idea down. St. Louis, on the other hand, I mean, you're looking at Trent Green. Yes, they look like they were going to be really good, but when Trent Green went down, that's when everyone's like, who's going to back him up? Kurt Warner, this guy Kurt Warner, that people were like, I don't know who this is. Do you think he's even going to be good? Is he even going to be able to really become that awesome player? And you know what? He's in the Hall of Fame now. Like I said, I've said in many videos before, one of the best stories I've ever heard ever in my entire life is the Kurt Warner story of him from bagging groceries to becoming a Ram and becoming a Cardinal and becoming an NFL player and becoming a Hall of Famer NFL quarterback. It's fantastic. Like I said, one of the best stories I've ever heard in my life. So this was a really good Super Bowl. You had Titans, Rams, trying to fight for a shot at a title. Why don't we look at the starters first for the Titans? Quarterback Steve McNair, running back Eddie George, receivers Kevin Dyson and Isaac Bird, tight end Frank Wycheck, tight end Jack Harris, offensive line Brad Hopkins, Bruce Matthews, Kevin Long, Benji Olsen, and John Runyon, defensive line Javon Curse, Josh Evans, Jason Fisk, Kenny Holmes, linebackers Eddie Robinson, Baron Wortham, Joe Bowden, secondary Denard Walker, Samari Roll, Blaine Bishop, and Anthony Dorsett. For the Rams, you got QB Kurt Warner, running back Marshall Falk, fullback Robert Holcomb, receivers Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt, tight end Roland Williams, offensive line Orlando Pace, Tom Nutton, Mike Gudadaria, Adam Timmerman, and Fred Miller. Defensive line Kevin Carter, Ray Agnew, DeMarco Farr, Grant Wistrom. Linebackers Mike Jones, London Fletcher, Todd Collins, and secondary Todd Light, Dexter McLeon, Billy Jenkins, and Keith Lyle. Fantastic. Again, Rams coming into it were the favorites to win. They were the greatest show on turf. They really were. They were an unbelievable team that put up points, a lot of it. But this Super Bowl will be a lot different. Start with the scoring, first of all. The first quarter, 3 minutes to go. Jeff Wilkins, 27-yard field goal is good. 3-0 St. Louis. Second quarter, 4 minutes 16 remaining. Jeff Wilkins, 29-yard field goal, 6-0 St. Louis. And then 15 seconds before the half, sorry. Jeff Wilkins, 28-yard field goal makes it 9-0. That's literally all it is 9-0. In the third quarter, 7:20 left. Torrey Holt, he had a 9-yard pass from Kurt Warner, making a touchdown there. 16-0 St. Louis. And then Tennessee came back. 14 seconds remaining. Eddie George, 1-yard rush. Try to go for a 2-point conversion. Fails at 16-16. Fourth quarter, 7:21 left. Eddie George, 2-yard run. 16-13 now. And then with 2:12 remaining, Aldo Greco ties it up with a 43-yard field goal. Pretty much 2 minutes to go in the ball game with a minute 54. Shortly after that field goal, Isaac Bruce 73-yard pass from Kurt Warner makes it 23-16, and now this is what every Super Bowl is so actionable for. The final drive. Steve McNair actually got him to pretty decent field position, of course, but they needed a touchdown to win. Not a field goal, but a touchdown. What happened was one of the most infamous plays of all time for this Tennessee Titans team, and just overall just a famous play for sure. Steve McNair to Kevin Dyson gets the ball, gets tackled, and he's trying to reach so hard for this ball to get to the end zone, barely misses it, and just like that, St. Louis wins because of this tackle, this defensive stop. Honestly, it's one of those that you're like, wow, that just happened. And Mike Jones, Kevin Dyson, I will always remember as that Mike Jones stopping Kevin Dyson from the end zone. They were so close. but so far away. And fantastic Super Bowl to watch. Just overall, I love it. I love the action of it. Number 3, triumph, one devastation. And the reason I picked that one is because this is the Super Bowl where one of these teams became this just pretty much they got labeled as the team of the 80s, and one team was just super close to winning, to being champs, to being what they've always wanted to be, which was, like I said, a champion. And in my honest opinion, it's super sad to see this type of, honestly, to see this type of how it went. The Bengals are super close twice in this decade, but they had to versus the 49ers. Like I said, they were super close. I feel bad because this team actually was a team that should have, they deserved to win. I mean, they should have won. They should have won, but they failed to win because they failed to stop one of the best quarterbacks of all time in Joe Montana. They just, it is what it is. They just weren't able to honestly prevent anything from happening. The 49ers were just, they were there and they were ready. They really were. They were a ready team. But I'm telling you, this is a really memorable Super Bowl. This is one of the Super Bowls that, honestly, you can definitely say top 3, yes, because the action was there, everything was there, the intensity was there, all the nerves were there, and I even forgot to mention the last Super Bowl 34. The MVP of that was Kurt Warner. Just letting you know, one of the most remarkable stories, of course. For this Super Bowl, the MVP would go on to be Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice had an impactful Super Bowl this time around. And the reason I say impactful is, I mean, honestly, 11 receptions for 215 yards and a touchdown, it's a lot. Like, he was able to be there. He was able to showcase a lot of his talent. And I feel like the Super Bowl kind of made him into discussion as the best receiver of all time. Definitely the best receiver in the game at that time. Definitely he got labeled as that because of what he done. But I think he just got into another level. It bumped him up to another level where he had to be in reconsideration of being one of the greatest of all time, the way he was going on track of being, of course. And, we all know Jerry Rice is the best receiver of all time. So let's take a look at rosters. Bengals, we start with them. Quarterback Boomer Esiason, running back James Brooks, fullback Ickey Woods, receivers Tim McGee, Eddie Brown, and Rodney Holman is a tight end. Offensive line Anthony Munoz, Bruce Remmers, Bruce Kosterski, Max Montoya, and Brian Blados. Defensive line Jim Sco, Tim Crumry, Jason Buck. Linebackers Leon White, Carl Zander, Joe Kelly, Reggie Williams. Secondary Lewis Billups, Eric Thomas, Dave Fulcher, and Solomon Wilcots. For the 49ers, you got QB Joe Montana, running back Roger Craig, fullback Todd Rathman, receivers John Taylor, Jerry Rice, tight end John Frank, offensive line Steve Wallace, Jesse Sapulu, Randy Cross, Guy McIntyre, Harris Barton, defensive line Larry Roberts, Michael Carter, Keith Fagan, linebackers Charles Haley, Jim Fanhorst, Mike Walter, Keena Turner, and secondary Tim McKyer, Don Griffin, Jeff Fuller, and Ronnie Lott. So overall, a lot of Hall of Famers in here. Coaches were pretty great. Let's take a look. So the first quarter, 49ers 41-yard field goal goes up, 3-0 San Fran. Second quarter, Jim Breach 34-yard field goal, 3-3. Third quarter, Jim Breach 43-yard field goal, 3-6, and then Mike Kofer's 32-yard field goal goes in for 6-6. But then the Bengals, right before the end of the third, Stafford Jennings 93-yard kickoff return, 6-13 Cincinnati. And here's the thing that I love is that a lot of defense in this game, and it kind of showed really how far a Super Bowl can go. If you don't have defense, you might not win. I feel like this is definitely one of the Super Bowls that proved that defense really is a big deal when it comes to winning a title, not just the offense. Fourth quarter, Jerry Rice 14-yard pass from Joe Montana. It's a touchdown. It's 13-13. And then right then and there, the Bengals, Jim Breach 40-yard field goal makes it 13-16 late in the fourth quarter. Joe Montana does what he does best. He drives them all the way down the field. John Taylor 10-yard pass. It's a touchdown. Pretty much Bengals fans can't believe it. Bengals players can't believe it, and a lot of life was sucked out of there, and they couldn't win, and let them drive there. I believe I believe they had some time to get there, but again, you're looking at 26 seconds to get to the other side, and just couldn't do it. They could not get to the other 49ers field because to get to the 49ers territory, you had to go through the 49ers defense and Ronnie Lott, guys like Charles Haley. That's one hell of a defense. Honestly, they weren't going to make it. So it's devastating for one team and triumphant and very motivational for the other. Number 2, just missed the uprights. I'm not going to say wide right. I'm going to tell you why. Scott Norwood had a very, very hard shot to make this field goal. I mean, it was on grass. It was on grass. It wasn't on turf. It was on grass. And it was, I believe, like a 40-yarder or something. But you're looking at, honestly, Buffalo and Giants team that, it was pretty entertaining because both of them were doing pretty well defensively. Of course, Buffalo should have won this game fair and square because they were more talented. They had everyone there. I mean, New York Giants had Jeff Hostetler be the quarterback. Like that's something else. And like I said, their defense was better. They were definitely missing on tackles. They were definitely not playing their best game. And it's not great to play your best game, not play your best game in pretty much the biggest game of your life. But it happened. It's not their fault. They really did. They really did deserve to win the Super Bowl. They were a better team. Plain and simple, they were a better team than the New York Giants. Should have won the Super Bowl. No more Bills jokes. It really shouldn't be any Bills jokes. This team, to go to 4 straight Super Bowls, is enough. A lot of the people that are making fun of them, you've never been to a Super Bowl. You haven't been an athlete. You don't even know what it's about to be an athlete, to put your body on the line, to make 4 straight Super Bowls. That's impressive. So if you keep making fun of them, you're not an athlete. You're probably just one of those dudes that's like 400 pounds, sits on your ass, watches a game, wants to criticize all the athlete. Well, they're not playing great. Why don't you go outside and go play yourself? No, you can't because you're over 400 pounds. You can't even fucking move. So my point is, Bills-wise, yes, they are a better team than the Giants. But like I said, this was a very great Super Bowl. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I really did. I think it's one of those Super Bowls that, honestly, should be top 3, of course, because of the drama, because of everything that happened. And, like I said, it was actionable, honestly. It really was. 2 defenses that, for the most part, people don't credit it, but the Giants had a really good defense this year. So you got to give these 2 defenses something to really give credit for. Now let's take a look at the starters for the Bills first. QB Jim Kelly, running back Thurman Thomas, receivers James Lofton, Al Edwards, Andre Reed, tight end Keith McKellar, offensive line Will Wolford, Jim Richter, Kent Hull, John Davis, and Howard Ballard. Defensive line Leon Seals, Jeff Wright, Bruce Smith. Linebackers Cornelius Bennett, Shane Conlon, Ray Bentley, Daryl Talley. Secondary Kirby Jackson, Nate Odoms, Leonard Smith, and Mark Kelson. The Giants get QB Jeff Hostetler, running back Otis Anderson, receiver Mark Ingram, tight ends Bob Musco, Howard Cross, and Mark Bavaro. Offensive line Jumbo Elliott, William Roberts, Barry Oates, Eric Moore, and Doug Reisenberg. Defensive line Eric Howard, Leonard Marshall, Carl Banks, Pepper Johnson, Lawrence Taylor were all linebackers, and then Mark Collins, Everson Walls, Greg Jackson, and Myron Guyton with the secondary. Overall, yes. Like I said, great roster for sure. Again, the Bills were definitely the team that was going to win it. So for me, in my honest opinion, kind of sad. The MVP actually would have been, and it actually went to, it went to Otis Anderson, which at the time people don't realize, but Otis Anderson was actually a really good running back for this New York Giants organization, and truly one of those players that you look at and you're like, you know what, he had a quiet career, but really effective career, and I think he was one of the best at doing it for his time. Honestly, I think he was just a really solid running back, really good at cutting, really good at just being a football player, honestly. Now, We go to the scores. First quarter, Matt Barr, 28-yard field goal. Goes through uprights, 3-0 New York. Then Scott Norwood, 23-yard field goal, 3-3. Look at that, he made a field goal. So, stop poking fun at him. Second quarter, Don Smith, 1-yard rush, touchdown, 3-10 Buffalo. Then, Bills, how about Smith tackling Hostetler in the end zone, safety, 3-12. 3-12. So, the thing with that play, though, is Hostetler just, what a grip, dude. He didn't let Bruce Smith get that ball away from him. So instead of a touchdown, he got a safety. And for them, for the defense, it was an accomplishment, but it wasn't. They wanted more points on the board. 2 points wasn't going to get it done. You'll see, it definitely didn't help them out. Giants, Stephen Baker, 14-yard pass from Hostetler. It makes it 10-12 now. Then third quarter rolls around. Otis Anderson, 1-yard run, 17-12 New York. Fourth quarter, Thurman Thomas, 31-yard run, 17-19 Buffalo. Then after that, Matt Barr, 21-yard field goal, makes it 20-19 Buffalo. 2019 New York, sorry. Buffalo drives down the field. Jim Kelly try to get the machine kind of gun offense there. They get there. Scott Norwood placing the pass. He's in a good fielding percentage. He can make field goals. He's at a good field goal range in a way for him because he's made field goals that were exactly 47 yards out. I mean, he's made field goals that were pretty far away. So for people, I honestly thought, from his numbers, I think, yeah, he could have easily made the field goal. Just it's really hard when it's on grass, and there's different effects to it. Probably nerves kicked in, and he just kicked it, and actually it was really good. It just slightly to the right, and that's it. And then New York just kind of got the ball back. Of course, they got the ball back and ran the clock out. Just a kneel down. That was it. The Giants won the Super Bowl. Not because of Scott Norwood, because the Giants came out to play that day. Because the defense was very good. Because the Bills were definitely having some mistakes happen. And overall, it was just, you had to admit, it was a really good game. So both teams were ready to play. Bills fans, you'll get a Super Bowl someday. I know you will. It's bound to happen. Every team is bound to get a Super Bowl at least once. At least I hope so. Number one giant upset. Pretty much this is the best Super Bowl of all time. Honestly, it really is, because the storyline to it all was amazing. This is a giant team. Everyone was under fire. Eli, got to fire him. You got to fire Tom Coughlin. You got to fire everyone in the New York Giants against the New England Patriots team that was undefeated. They were about to break what was 19-0, and that was going to break the Miami Dolphins record, which was going to be really memorable, because honestly, if they break it, no one's ever going to break that record ever, because it's really impossible to break that record. Miami Dolphins 17-0 and 72, New England had an opportunity to do this, and I feel like this was the team that was going to do it. And Michael Strahan came to the game. It's like, well, we don't even have a chance. They're the best team in the world. I guess we have no chance. No, his motivation was very key to this New York Giants team. Eli's presence of seriousness, I think, helped as well, because he was all business. He was ready to destroy the New England Patriots. And I knew a lot of fans outside of New England area, they hated the Patriots. They wanted the Patriots to lose really bad. And you know what? Even as a kid, I really wanted to see Tom Brady lose. Not because I hate him, not because he's cocky or anything, because I don't like same teams winning. I want something else. I want underdogs. I want a team that people don't know much of to win. Because I'm tired of hearing this team over and over in the Super Bowl. This is boring for me. I don't like the New England Patriots. They keep winning all the time. It's annoying. That's literally what it is. Not that they're not good. I think they're great. But I don't want to see them in the Super Bowl every year. That's boring. It's like a waste of my time. Anyway, so let's go into the rosters really quickly. So we had QB Tom Brady, running back Lawrence Maroney, and receivers Randy Moss and Wes Welker. Tight ends Ben Watson and Kyle Brady. Offensive line Matt Light, Logan Mankins, Dan Coppin, Steve Neal, and Nick Kasker. Defensive line Ty Warren, Vince Wilfork, Richard Seymour. Linebackers Mike Vrabel, Adelius Thomas, Teddy Bruschi, and secondary. Also, Junior Seau was a part of this team. Not sure why he's not on this starters list, but he's a part of the team. Secondary Asante Samuel, Ellis Hobbs, Rodney Harrison, and James Sanders. And then for the Giants, you had quarterback Eli Manning, running back Brandon Jacobs, receivers Amani Toomer, and Plaxico Burress, tight ends Michael Matthews and Kevin Boss. Jeremy Shock is also a part of it. Offensive line David Dio, Rich Subert, Sean O'Hara, Chris Snee, Kareem McKenzie. Defensive line Michael Strahan, Barry Cofield, Fred Robbins, and O.C. Umenyiora. Justin Tuck was also there. Linebackers Jersey Torbor, Antonio Pierce, Kuika Mitchell, and secondary Aaron Ross, Corey Webster, James Butler, and Jabril Wilson. Overall, like I said, fantastic lineups, pretty solid. Again, Patriots were very much the favorite to win it all. So let's take a look. 18-0 New England against a team that was 10-6, barely scratched their way into the playoffs, and really they crashed the party with beating Green Bay, with beating Dallas. So let's take a look at it. First quarter, 5 minutes and 1 second. Bonus time, 32-yard field goal, 3-0 New York. Second quarter, with 14:57 left, Lawrence Maroney, 1-yard run, touchdown, 3-7 New England. We wouldn't have anything until the fourth quarter. And you know what? I loved it because it was defense all the way. And this is the way how it should have been. It should have been just defense, and that's what it was. New England, New York, defense, fantastic. Michael Strahan, Umenyiora, that entire D-line, they disrupted Brady. I'm pretty sure everyone loved seeing Tom Brady getting sacked and getting down and going down and going down. New York was not ready to give up. It was, like I said, great Super Bowl for sure. Now, the fourth quarter with 11:05 left, David Tyree, 5-yard pass, Eli Manning, 10-7 New York. Then, 2 minutes 42 seconds left, Tom Brady, 6-yard pass from Randy Moss, 10-14. You're thinking, okay, that's gonna be it. Brady got it to Moss. There's no way that they're gonna win now. Especially in the play that was probably the most miraculous play I've ever seen in my life, which is Eli dropping back. D-line has him pretty much by his shirt, by his jersey. He gets out of it somehow. He just throws it in the middle of the field, which is really dangerous to do. He just throws it, and then David Tyree catches it with his helmet there. Literally his hand on the helmet. It's literally a helmet catch while two defenders are on him. And you're thinking, yeah, this is like a sign that they're going to win, because that doesn't just naturally happen and that's it. Like, that's unbelievable. That's something that we'll never, well, you might see something like that, but we'll never see that kind of moment where you actually feel like, whoa, this is David winning against Goliath. This is something else. And just like that, they made their way. They found their way to the end zone at 35 seconds. Plaxico Burress, 13-yard pass from Eli Manning. Touchdown, making it 17-14. Of course, Brady got the ball, but Brady got sacked. Brady got pressured. Michael Strahan was able to put a stamp on his legacy, on his career in the NFL, but also, honestly, a stamp on teams that are underdogs can win, and it's the best story ever. And also, when you look at Tom Brady's career, you're going to put this on here because it was great to see him and the entire organization that's accused of cheating numerous times lose.